Anderson.
You may.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, opposing counsel, may it please the court. Miss Avery Bancroft told us that on April 16, 2015, she packed up a suitcase with $200,000. She walked it to the floor of her very own casino. She sat down next to Mr. Chase Covington, the chair of the Midlands Gambling Commission, and they swapped. She told us it's like what she saw in the movies. That was her bribe. Miss Bancroft gave something of value to a public official with the intent of influencing his decision to give her a second casino license, an unprecedented move in the history of the state of Midlands. Mr. Covington had this power. He was the swing vote. Something you've heard today, throughout today's trial, is the fact that Avery Bancroft always had a choice. It's something I'd like you to keep in mind as we review the evidence that we heard in today's trial. Now, there's several factors that the state said that we would prove to you today, and one of those is predisposition. We would prove to you that Avery Bancroft was predisposed to commit the crime. This would defeat the entrapment argument offered by opposing counsel. Now, predisposition has several factors, including actions of government agents, persuasion, but it also has several factors regarding the defendant herself. And one of the most crucial of these factors is level of participation. In other words, the choices that Avery Bancroft made. Now, the state called several witnesses today, and the first you heard from was Officer Mickey Keenan. His 2-year-long investigation at the Midlands Gambling Commission produced some interesting results. He told you that on October 1st of 2014, the commission announced that it would offer a license. He told you that in February of 2015, Miss Avery Bancroft, the defendant, called Chase Covington and said she was looking to grease the wheels on her proposal. And that's what made him interested, and he started the second phase of his investigation. Now, he told you that on March 31st, he met with Miss Avery Bancroft and her assistant, Corey Hyde. It was in this meeting that he told us Miss Bancroft said to him, "I may not be one of those Chicago or Jersey folk, but I know how to play the game." And she winked at him. It's in the same conversation that Officer Keenan told us that Avery Bancroft was the first one in the whole conversation to bring up the name Chase Covington. And she was the first one to identify the fact that Chase Covington was the swing vote for the casino proposal. And you'll actually have a transcript of this conversation with you today when you go to deliberations. And I encourage you to read over it. Watch the arc of the conversation. Realize that Miss Bancroft always had a choice. And it's this conversation that Miss Bancroft claims is when she was induced. Within this several minute conversation, she went from never ever wanting to offer Chase Covington a bribe to absolutely. She thought it was necessary. Officer Keenan also told us that on April 13th, Miss Bancroft sat and wrote yes equals 150K and slid it over to Chase Covington. When Chase Covington refused this napkin, Miss Bancroft didn't stop. That's when she had a choice. That's when she could have said no. But she didn't. And what did she do? Officer Keenan told us she crossed it out. And she increased the number. Yes equals 250K. And she gave it back to Chase Covington, who accepted it. You'll have this napkin with you in deliberations. Officer Keenan also told us about the meeting on April 16th. And this is the meeting in which Miss Bancroft may have offered or was supposed to offer Chase Covington a bribe. But we know that Miss Bancroft left before Chase Covington ever showed up. Miss Bancroft went to the floor of the casino, and when Mr. Keenan actually found Miss Bancroft, what did she say? She said she couldn't go through with it. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we know that this was a lie. Because we know that Avery Bancroft went through with the bribe. And in fact, Miss Bancroft lied to the very person she claims made her do it. Consider the testimony also that you heard today from Dr. Reese Warren, who told us that the actions of Officer Mickey Keenan and former Corey Hyde were best practices, particularly on the March 31st meeting in which Miss Bancroft claims she was entrapped. You also heard from Head of Security Danny Hoy, who told you it was Miss Bancroft who was so specific about the security that was supposed to happen for their regular business meeting on April 13th. He told you he's never seen a meeting like this before. It's never required such a high level of security. Miss Bancroft always had a choice. But the opposing counsel also called several witnesses today. One of the most interesting that you heard from was Miss Avery Bancroft herself. What did Miss Bancroft tell us? She tried to claim that it was the pressure of Mickey Keenan, it was the pressure of Corey Hyde. But we've seen repeatedly throughout today's trial and in the testimony that's been given that Miss Bancroft always had a choice. She always could have walked away. Now, you'll have the transcript of the March 31st meeting, as I mentioned. You'll be able to see it was Miss Bancroft who brought up Chase Covington, and she told you this on the stand. You'll be able to think back to the meeting where Miss Bancroft wrote on that napkin, passed it to Chase Covington. And today, Miss Bancroft claimed that didn't happen. But we have the undercover officer working for the state of Midlands who told you, yes, it did. You'll have that napkin with you today in jury deliberations. Now, Miss Bancroft also told us that on the April 13th meeting was when she felt that she just had to go through with this bribe. She felt that she had no other choice. But in fact, you'll have with you today in jury deliberations an email she sent on April 12th where she said that it was absolutely essential that nothing was heard from this meeting. Now think about April 16th when Miss Bancroft told you she was supposed to exchange the money with Chase Covington. What she told you was that she took a briefcase, she stuffed it with cash, she closed it up, just like she'd seen in the movies. She told us that Mickey Keenan never told her to do that. Mr. Hyde never told her to do that. Stuffing that briefcase with money was Miss Bancroft's own idea. We also know something else that was Miss Bancroft's own idea, and that was meeting outside of the purview of Mickey Keenan. You have this email with you today where Miss Bancroft says to Chase Covington, do we really need Keenan for this? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Miss Bancroft and opposing counsel can't have it both ways. They can't have it that Miss Bancroft was pressured and forced by Mickey Keenan, and at the same time, Miss Bancroft was continuously looking for ways to get outside of the bounds of Mickey Keenan and to act on her own. Miss Bancroft always had a choice. Miss Bancroft never went to the police. We even heard from Dr. Warren, she never even answered in the negative. And that's actually another factor of predisposition you'll consider after you hear jury instructions today. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you consider all of the evidence. Look at the choices that Miss Bancroft made. Look at the level of participation. Consider if Miss Bancroft was ever predisposed to offer Mr. Covington a bribe. And when you look at the information, we trust that you'll see it didn't take a whole lot. And in fact, Miss Bancroft wanted to go out on her own. We know that you'll see in the evidence that she always had a choice, and we trust that you'll find her guilty.